I just got back from my divorce mediation, and I had 3 hours of sleep because I know this is the weirdest emotion to describe, or the weirdest sensation to describe, but I was incurably excited or anxious. It had to be anxiety. So I got about 3 hours of sleep, and I don't know how Hashem did it, but he negotiated for me. Meanwhile, I took a nap. I felt like I took a nap because I'm not tired currently, although I'm sure I will be by this afternoon. Needless to say, it went very well. And I have to say I can't say most, but much of my life I have felt unloved. Even mentally, if I've known that I was loved. The brain knew it, but the heart didn't feel it. And it's definitely moments like this when Hashem gives us these great salvations and shows us these enormous displays of loving kindness and affection and mercy, that's all you can say is say thank you. And I've never considered divorce to be a thing to be happy about, but the fact that there's some justice in this life is really touching. And I mean, I forget too, you guys, but Hashem really is the Father of mercies. He's the Lord of victories. Like, there's so many good things that He gives us that we're not thankful for. And there's big dramatic events like this that all we can say is thank you, because we can't do anything else. We have to just say thank you and to appreciate it and to like bask in this loving kindness that He's constantly showing us, but we're not always aware of. And this is just one time that, you know, I'm very aware of at least a minute amount of it. And I mean, just the fact that He keeps us alive and that our organs are working properly, and that, you know, we're not developing all these cancers and intestinal problems and liver and heart problems, and that, you know, our skin isn't growing cancers every single day. Like, there's so many good things that He gives us. And, you know, there's times like this that it reminds us how good Hashem really is to us. And not only how good He is to us, but also reminds us how good other people are to us. And there's so many people. So I've been talking for the past hour and a half in mediation. I'm sorry. There's so many people that have been supportive throughout this whole thing, and I can't even name them all. I'd like to eventually when this is finalized. But the fact that there was any justice accomplished in this life it's amazing. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, there was tens of thousands of dollars in liabilities that I could have been on the hook for, that Hashem is totally purged from my responsibility, that I don't have to pay any of this stuff, and that, you know, I don't want to get into this, but my adulterous wife, who charged all of these things and that they're her responsibility, she's actually having to pay them. And the fact, like, I'm being paid back for some of the expenses that I incurred because of her, it's amazing. Like, it's not my goal to get up here and just blubber in front of people and elicit sympathy and be like, oh, you know, more drama on Facebook, joy. But, like, it's obviously easy to be thankful for big things, but there's so many things on a daily basis that we're not thankful for, and it's a crime. It's a horrible crime that we're not thankful for every single one of these things. It's a crime that we're not thankful for just being alive. And I know that life is shitty and it sucks and it's terrible, but there's so many good things that redeem it. There's so many good things that not just make it worthwhile, but like we have a duty in this life, we have a mission, and it's our job to accomplish this. And the fact that God even makes it easy for us to do it is just mind-boggling. Like, why would you not just give us a responsibility but help us to do it? That's like, you're hired for a job, and then your boss tells you, here, we hired somebody else to do some of your work for free, and you still get paid the same amount. It doesn't make any sense. It's like it's like the opposite of a crime. And it's a huge blessing. And there's so many good things that we're not thankful for. And that's why, Rav Shalom Arush emphasizes this. That we have to say thank you to Hashem every single day for everything that we have. And guys, I know it looks like I'm sad, but I'm like overwhelmed with joy. Like this is such a good thing. My sinuses aren't a good thing. My nose is dripping into my throat. I know it's nasty, but still. I have waters, but whatever. But seriously, you guys, like when do we ever say thank you to Hashem for anything? I remember there's been times in my life where I've not been able to afford gas, and so every time I gas up, I try to remember to say thank you, Hashem, for giving me the gas, because, some of you remember back in the 70s, there was no gas. There was gas shortages everywhere. You couldn't physically buy it even if you had the money. The fact that we're allowed to purchase gas, the fact that we're allowed to own vehicles and to go wherever the hell we want to, you don't understand. I don't understand how tremendous of a blessing this is. The fact you can go anywhere on the planet, just about, except Kim Jong-un's palace. The fact that you can go almost anywhere on the planet for a minimal cost. You know how many royal treasuries would be emptied to go to some of the places that people go for just a few grand? It used to take 6 weeks to cross the Atlantic Ocean, and now you can in less than a day. You're richer than kings. I'm richer than a king. Alexander the Great, there's conflicting reports of how he died, but one of the theories is that he was poisoned. He didn't have good health after that, needless to say. The fact that you're alive, the fact that you're not being poisoned by enemies, say thank you, Hashem, that I'm not being poisoned by any enemies. You say that sounds ridiculous. Your life is not ridiculous. Your life is not so meaningless as to not say thank you. You have all of your limbs. Some people aren't born with an arm. My uncle was born without his leg. Okay, well then you can get a prosthetic. You can walk. I have another uncle who has cerebral palsy. He can't walk. He can hardly even speak a sentence. And yet he's one of the happiest people that you'd ever meet. The fact that you can walk, the fact that you can get on stupid Facebook and make a live video, we don't understand how complex every single aspect of our life is. We don't understand how many hundreds of billions of cells in our body are all colluding just to help you to exist. The fact that, yes, everybody has some kind of medical problem. They get headaches, they have high blood pressure, maybe, they have Lyme disease, or they have a cancer or something. Some people have light maladies, some people have harsh maladies. But the fact that anything in your body is working properly is because Hashem is commanding each and every cell to work properly for your benefit, and you did nothing for Him to give you that benefit. The fact that we have any good in life is a mystery. People want to look at the world and say, how can there be so much suffering in the world? There can't be a God. How can there be, children are being blown up by bombs in Syria? Where is God? There's Jewish women being raped by Palestinians. Even just recently it was in the news. Where's God in that? The fact that our entire lives aren't full of misery shows that there is a God. The fact that our lives are not full of misery and suffering and injustice is the proof that there's a God. So I just want to say thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem, the Father of mercies and the Lord of victories. Thank you, Hashem, for giving us so much love and kindness on a daily and hourly and moment-by-moment basis. And thank you for sustaining us and bringing us to this moment every single day. That's all I gotta say. So, I'm gonna go blow my nose. I'm gonna go finish mowing the lawn that my lawnmower died right before I went to court. So, I hope you all are doing well. And, until next time.